Welcome to another episode of Velocity Chaos! In this week's episode of the Velocity Chaos podcast, Nick and Luke talk about spoiled dogs, the future of sports, and the birth of a lovable yet monstrous shark. Nick gives us the play-by-play on how hockey was invented.
Okay, now we're cooking. I'm skating around on a lake. Give me a stick. You know, the one with the flat head on it.
Luke gets a little political and talks about the reciprocal. He forever carries that weight that he killed the one person that gave him a chance, and he regrets it, but unfortunately it still happened. All that plus a chance to win a $25 Amazon gift card on the 14th episode of the Velocity Chaos podcast. 15-15-41 Chaos. Okay, and welcome everyone here on the Easter Sunday episode of, well, I guess technically not Easter Sunday. We're on the Tuesday, the Great, as they call it, the Great Tuesday after Easter. Anyways, here we're on the next episode of the Velocity Chaos podcast. And this episode, you might be hearing some of the birds and the bees for the springtime and, some ambulance sirens. Because Nick is coming to us from Central Park in New York. So up front, we're just going to be just straightforward with you, and there might be some audio blunders. We apologize about that. But Nick, how are you doing today, good sir?
Good. I'm live from New York.
Look at you, world traveler. Getting your
world
roots.
Traveler, as in one city.
But
that's the only city I traveled to.
but you've gone to places south of the American-Mexico border recently, so
that's true. Okay, I'll give you that. But when I podcast, when you and I podcast from two different countries, that's when it'll be real legit.
Because as of right now, we consistently podcasting or providing audio from the same country, but not same state.
Right. That's not as exciting.
But still, I guess if you're, it's a feat in its own, and we'll leave it at that, I suppose. But how was your Easter? How was the family? Yeah. How were things?
Good. Everyone was good. My mom did a adult Easter egg hunt for us.
Okay.
Which is it's cool. It's very sentimental, and we kind of went around, and all the kids are older now, so we all kind of revisited these places we went when we were kids, and got to share those stories with our significant others and stuff. So it was really cool. It was a lot of fun.
Nice.
But then good food, always good food.
Always.
But yep. Other than that, I traveled on Easter Sunday, so I don't know if that's allowed or not, but I did. But what about you?
Well, again, you throw in your world travels in my face, so thanks for that. No, it was good. I went to my aunt and uncle's. Had a good time spending with the family. Played a little bit of driveway sports and stuff.
All right.
Yeah, knocking the rust off. Feeling the pain the next day.
Was it hot? Was it like street hockey?
No, it was basketball shooting. Not really play. Just more of the horses and the kind of just pigs and stuff like that. But still, my rickety old bones can feel it.
No, that's awesome.
Speaking of,
yeah, we should definitely.
Oh, go on.
We should compete sometime.
What do you
on the court?
The
hoops.
You
the
think
court
you can
of
handle
hoops.
me?
No, you could probably get back at me for all the travel smack I give you. You can badmouth my ball handling.
You talk a lot of game when you're like 350 miles away.
Yeah. Yep.
I'd have to do some conditioning just so my back doesn't hurt. Oh
jeez. I might have a chance then.
You might have a chance. I think you have a chance. There's always a chance. Speaking of chances, take a chance, and this is for the listeners. Take a chance, give a call to this number, the 1515-41 chaos. That's 1-515-412-4267. That's our voicemail for the podcast. So we have a voicemail now. People can call into that.
We're finally being responsible podcasters and doing what we're saying we'll do. You know, we said last week we're going to set up a line you can contact us at, and here we go.
Follow through.
You got questions, comments, concerns about us because, you know, world traveler here.
Yeah.
You know, you check in on me every once in a while.
Exactly.
Don't worry about Luke.
No.
He doesn't really leave much,
Yeah.
but he plays a lot of basketball, so we need to make sure that you call in, check in on his game. But excited to hear all of your feedback. We'd love to connect with you.
And even if maybe you're feeling a little lonely, or maybe just feeling like you got something that you got to get off your chest, or something that you want to talk about, it doesn't matter if it's not related to anything. Just just go off for like a minute. Maybe you're kicking back and having a little drink or two, and you just wanna talk to something. So call in 1515-41 chaos. And yeah.
Awesome. That's good. And yeah, but man, I gotta get this off my chest. I've been waiting all 24 hours I've been here to tell you this hilarious new Nick observation.
Oh.
I've been telling you I've been working on my observational skills,
yes,
right?
Yeah, you're trying to become a hyper observant, and
Yeah, Sherlock Holmes style.
Exactly.
Well, the one thing that I've picked up, the city is like so full of everything. New York City, there's so much stuff. You could probably hear sirens in the background right now, but the thing that I've noticed this time around in the city, it's warmer weather now, all the dogs that are around, and they're regular dogs. They look like other dogs. Dogs you find in Ohio
so this just
California.
In, New York has regular dogs, just like any other state would have a dog. Okay. Good observation.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. I'm off to a good start at my observational skills. No, but what I've realized is that there are so many dog stories here. It's like they do the People of New York or whatever that's called, that, you know, photo gallery, and they take a photo and then they tell a story. Somebody should do the Dogs of New York because there are so many stories here. But I noticed this because I in the past 24 hours I've noticed like 6 or 7 dogs that have just been walking along with their owners, and then they just stop dead in the sidewalk. Sit their little butts down, and they're not moving. They're like, I'm done. I am done. They're like, this is the opposite of I'm walking here. This is I'm sitting here. I'm sitting here.
Hey, yo. Well,
Yeah.
You guys with your feet and you're moving. I'm trying not to do that here. Let's sit down.
Exactly. And so these dogs are just, they're kind of like giving their owners these looks, just like, you can go. You can keep going, but I'm done.
Is it because they're out of shape? Are they are they just not conditioned for the season? Maybe the winter just ended and this is like the first walk. They're like, all right, we're a quarter of the way in. I don't want to push myself too hard. Let's just take a break, maybe get a drink of water, and we'll continue on in a moment.
That could definitely be it for some of these dogs. I think a couple other of these dogs, I saw them, they just wanted to go a different direction. They're like, that's a path I want to go down. And I can tell. I mean, they talk a lot about when you own a dog, like, you know, the pack mentality, and you got to be alpha dog in the pack. And I think these people have just pampered their dogs to the point where they feel cool making that call for everybody. So, but I mean, yeah. But on the other end of the spectrum, I was talking about stories. Some of these dogs, it's cool. It's like you can definitely tell they're a mixed mutt, but you know, they're like walking around with these pimped out leashes. They definitely kind of live a high class lifestyle. So it's like cool because some of them have kind of like this slum dog millionaire story, where they're just yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, let's start out. We're gonna start a new web series, Dogs of New York, and we're gonna interview dogs.
Slumdog.
I don't know how, but we're gonna.
New York dog millionaires. It's the richest dogs of New York, and not the richest, but
yeah, the richest dogs and the poorest in spirit, the bad attitude dogs. Yeah, man, but I just had to tell you about that because you would crack up. You would just crack up.
I mean, how does? Yeah, I don't understand having a dog in an apartment lifestyle to begin with, but yeah, I think the definite snobbiness. I guess I can't say I've never been to New York, so I don't want to burn anything that I haven't seen and want to burn yet. So, but
that'd be funny if I came back and I was just like, "Yeah, man, all that smack you talked about, New York, set it on fire." That's why I'm covered in soot.
I did it, man. I just did it.
Yeah. So watch your words.
No, I mean, yeah, it probably rubs off. They get a little stagnant. That's just the life that we live, but they do it a little more of a snobby pace than our dogs.
Yeah, snobby dogs. Snobby dogs. It's funny, though. It is funny because they're just humiliating their owners. Like, it is so humiliating to have a 8-pound, like, French bulldog just own you on a street corner at Park Avenue. Like, it is just
surrounded by
so
chain.
Sad. It's so sad. But some of these dogs, I'm like, just pick it up.
Yeah.
Just pick up the dog.
Well, then the dog
It's like
wins.
a child. Just pick it up. What?
Then the dog wins if
Yeah.
That's a game they want to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. But that's it. That's my observation of the week. Regular dogs in New York living extraordinary lifestyles.
It's those white collar dogs. We got blue collar dogs over here. They don't mind getting their paws muddy. Playing in the yard, going for a long walk down a muddy trail. But those white collar dogs in New York, they got other agendas.
Yeah. unless it's the street dogs, because then it's Orange is the New black collar dogs. The rough and tumble like thug dogs.
Yeah.
Bite your hand.
You came down the wrong alley.
Headed to the slammer. How long you in here for? Oh, probably like the rest of my 2 years of life. I'm an old dog.
I'm in.
Get out on medical furlough, maybe.
I'm in for 49 years. That's only 7 in human years, but still.
Yeah, and they're just like, what are you in here for? Oh, I peed on a hydrant.
Rookie.
Public urination.
Indecent exposure.
Indecent exposure. I can't help myself. I'm a dog. What do I do?
What if it was acceptable for us just to do that? I think that would not be good. If people would just pee in wherever they wanted to.
It's gross.
Yeah, there would definitely be an aroma of each city or town that was not pleasant. Unless maybe after a few hundred years we would get accustomed to that smell, and then we would start marking our territory and start peeing on other stuff. Yeah,
revert to our traditional, like our more ancestral ways.
Yeah. But then, like, we start peeing on stuff, and then we start cloning, like, cavemen, and somehow in my mind they already know how to speak English, and they're just like, we never peed on stuff. What the hell are you guys doing? That's barbaric. Like,
yeah. Could you imagine how many laxatives like Donald Trump would have to take to mark his territory in New York City?
Yeah.
I mean, holy crap.
That's
literally, holy crap.
Well, you just stand at the top of the tower and have it dribble down. And then
It's just sprayed out of a hose.
yeah, put in a fan or one of those like bazooka T-shirts, but then it would kind of like open up like a net and then just splatter everywhere. Yeah, you'd have it.
Yeah. Yeah. And like if it hits people, he's like, I own you, I own you, I own you too. That'd be great.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask, man, how's the vibe in the city? I know the Cavs just won their second playoff game.
Yeah, it's okay. So yesterday was much better than last weekend. Like, it's definitely not the same as last year at all. That's for sure. Last year was fresh.
Okay.
It was new. We had the big three: LeBron, Kyrie, Kevin Love. People are excited. We won, I don't know, like 60-something games. This year, the team did much more laid-back approach. They got in second seed. They made it. That's kind of what their game was. Like, let's just get into the playoffs, and they made it. We don't care who we face. We feel like we're going to win. And then they come out the first playoff game, and they barely win to the 7 seed. So I think everyone's still a little skeptical as they were in the regular season. Like, oh, this team, they're not the same as last year. So I think they won last night a little more convincingly. So maybe people will turn.
We definitely have.
Yeah.
We definitely have something to prove. There's definitely something bigger happening here. It's a 1-1 tie, winner take all kind of playoff run here, and I think Golden State wants us to make it there just so they can have that rematch. But I know, and I'm really hoping that the team and the management is just like, hey, we're really gonna ease into this. But at the same time, I don't know how you can ease into the playoffs. Like, you should probably hit it right out of the gate. But I don't know. Maybe it's a sneak attack ploy. Maybe they're just playing around with the Pacers, and then they're gonna turn it up and just start cruising. I hope that's the case. But it brings up, in my opinion, an interesting question.
Yeah.
Just because. Like, what's the future of sports? That's my question, man. Because I'm just like, how many times can one city root for their team to win?
Yeah, where do we end?
Over and over and over.
Yeah, does it just go on forever? Like, or do people get sick of it eventually?
Well, I was talking to these folks here in New York from Boston, and like when I was asking them about their championships, like the Celtics winning, they're just like, "Yeah, it was fun." And I'm just like, "Is that what the Cavs are destined for? Is that what Cavs fans are destined for? Like, where we don't bleed anymore for it? It's like we're just like, yeah, it's been good. It's fifth championship. It's pretty great now. Like, is that what we're destined for? Because I almost would miss like the hunger that we had every season.
Yeah.
To win a championship.
And I feel that, like, we win this year, it's not going to be as sweet, and it's not going to be as loud, and not going to be as passionate. There's people just like, oh, nice, yeah, I thought we were going to win too. But no.
Yeah.
I'm all about the Indians.
So my thing. Oh yeah, okay. So that I won't rest until the Indians win a World Series.
Exactly.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
But my thing is, like, they're gonna have to, because football. I'm gonna go out and just say it. Like, football is dying, man. I mean, definitely in Cleveland because it's just been such a bad run. But I feel like with all the speculation on concussions and the health protocols and just the gladiator style of the sport is just not as it's not as, I don't know, it's not ringing as epic as it once was. And the Super Bowl viewing is declining. There's no more good commercials during the Super Bowl. Like, when I started seeing commercials during the Super Bowl, that was like, hey, I just saw this last Friday, like watching my primetime, TV show. It was like, what is this? I expected a brand new slate of commercials specifically designed to my finger food stuffing face. You know, it's just like, but
So,
yeah.
I got a quick answer, and I'm sure I'll have more
Yeah,
answers.
yeah,
but,
go for it.
And just as you were saying that about commercials and things of that nature, I think sparked the idea that sports are not becoming more of an activity thing, at least professional. Quote, I'm doing quotations here. Professional sports. It's not about the sports themselves. It's about the drama within the sports.
Yeah,
There's so many like stories going on, like, oh, this person did this. They're going to this team, and this person slept with this lady, and now she's getting back at him because of the baby that they have. So it's that's all sports.
right.
Sports
No,
are.
no, no, no. I totally get that. It's a vehicle for great stories, triumphs, heroes and villains. Yeah, totally. I was watching. Was it Jose Bautista? No, who's the guy who played for Toronto last year?
Yeah.
Or has been playing for Toronto. I saw him get hit in the face, like somebody from Boston, like just like it was the slide into second, clipped him, and he shoved him, and then they were getting into it, and the guy just full punch right to the jaw. It's like,
Was that last
you see
year?
stuff like that. I think that was last year.
Yeah.
That was like, yeah, that was, and there was a huge fight. It was a huge baseball fight. Baseball fights are the best.
Yeah.
But
I gotta get
I like
into
them even
hockey.
better than hockey fights.
I don't know. I gotta watch some hockey stuff, but
I think it's tough. It's
yeah. That seems, maybe it's
Well,
just 'cause
one-
I don't follow it, but that seems like a sport that is kind of just like pure sport. And there's not so much. I don't know. Maybe because it's not as big of a sport, but I think it is probably one of the better sports to watch.
Yeah. So that brings up a good point in my brain, like the origin of sports. Like, who thought to strap two pieces of metal to their feet and slide around on the ice? Like, no, I'm serious. What was that moment like?
Confession.
And then they're like, okay, now we're cooking. I'm skating around on a lake. Give me a stick. Throw me that stick. You know, the one with the flat head on it. And now give me that, like, piece of rubber. I'm going to start slapping this around and try to put it through those trees or whatever. Like, you know, like...
Yeah. Let's get the whole flathead sticks out here. And let's go slide around on the pond. But I watched Mighty Ducks 3 over the weekend. So
there you go.
Yeah. That I was thinking that same thing. Like, who was the first person? Like, let's sharpen some of these blades, attach them, just drill them into our feet, and or was it just like footed, just like shooed, and then like, wait, we can go faster. We can reduce the amount of friction, carve this ice up.
Maybe.
Yeah. And then it became deadly.
Yeah, so it's just like, if you think about it, like the biggest sports right now were invented within like the last 150 years, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, or they didn't at least get big until that point. So like, you know, baseball and basketball and football and hockey. Well, I don't know too much about the origins of hockey, how long it's been around, but I know those big sports. Golf has been around way longer, but a lot of the team professional sports have only recently, you know, recently in the case of, you know, human history, have been developed. So I'm wondering, like, what is the next thing? And I think, you know, because we have video games, they're starting to produce
the esports.
Are they technically athletes? Are they athletes at that point?
I mean,
or what do they call it? Gamers?
Yeah, but they're esports.
You would know better than I.
Yeah, I mean, there's a certain amount of technical skill and fast twitch muscles and that you need to know in order, or need to have. I guess it's probably more gift than attainable after some time for being able to play those kind of games. And so, I mean, there it is a lot. I mean, even though it's all like digitized on a computer screen, I wouldn't say that they're athletes, but they're competitors, I guess. And
Yeah, definitely competitors.
yeah, and it's intense. If you know the game, even sometimes when you don't even know the game, it's just really intense. But I wouldn't say athletes. I guess I hold athletes for physical activities,
Yeah.
rather than just like minute finger adjustments.
Yeah.
That's how I would
So
classify that.
that's definitely next generation of competitive events, and now with them being televised on certain channels, and with them having tournaments that are just huge tournaments with big payouts and stuff, it's definitely becoming an established thing. I'm curious to know the future of two sports, like in like their, I guess, their viability as a moneymaker, and it's lacrosse
Hmm.
and ultimate frisbee.
Yes.
And we're close. We're close with the ultimate frisbee community, and I definitely know there's growth and potential there. But it's like lacrosse is kind of similar in the sense that it's a field sport. It's a continual. Is it? Is it? It's clock based, right?
Yeah, it's like
Like
think
it's
like halves
yeah.
or periods or something.
Yeah, but it's kind of like soccer in the sense that, like, if you televise it, you got to have these huge wide shots,
Yeah.
and then some crazy telephoto lenses and sideline cameras to really try to cut through and capture everything that's happening. And it's not like not basketball. Like basketball is a small court, but it's not like football where all right, they're at the line of scrimmage. The quarterback might take a snap. He's going to take a snap,
Yeah,
and it's a handoff. Follow the running back. Like it's easy to televise that, but some of these sports are just so
it's chaotic, and you don't know.
yeah, chaotic. Yeah,
You don't know exactly which way the play is going to go. I mean, soccer, for the most part, it's not going to go back and forth too quickly. But in
right.
basketball, it might, but it's just such a small court that it doesn't matter. You can get out to a wide shot
Yeah.
before anything happens. Um, I think that, I mean, there's an accessibility to each sport as well. Like lacrosse,
Right.
you got to be from a well-off family to get you all that equipment. You need pads, you need a stick.
It's like hockey.
Yeah. But frisbee, just one person needs a frisbee, and you just need an open field. Same with soccer. Same
Yeah.
with basketball. You just need a space to play it. So there's definitely accessibility for the people in those sports. And I mean, I think like you said, we know frisbee a little bit more, and I think it is something that could be a little bigger because I mean, there's a lot of wow in frisbee, and a lot of things that like
Definitely.
Holy shit! What did that guy just do?
Yeah. Yeah. No, totally. I mean, and the thing is, there's already a lot of established brands for clothing or gear and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
once there's money in that, then you have some sponsorships, some televised stuff. I know ESPN2 is already doing college games. So, that I can't wait to see the breakout of that sport and, someday become a coach in a league.
Yeah. We'll,
Or a senior player. I don't know.
we'll be the coaches of Cleveland Chaos.
The Cleveland Chaos. Yeah, sponsored by Velocity Chaos Podcast, which will be a conglomerate by that point, a media conglomerate or something.
I'd see that at least.
But
we can get there in about 3 or 4 months, I'd imagine. All set up.
Yeah, we just push it hard. Push it hard. I'm waiting though. I'm looking way down into the future, Luke. At 2000, at 2250. So like the year 2250.
Oh wow.
I'm thinking that everything is going to just be technologically jacked up. So it's going to be like basketball, and the rim is 50 feet in the air, and you have jetpack boots, and you got to like get up there and dunk 50 feet in the air, and then come down, and you're like passing the people in the air. Alley oops are like 100 feet tall. Like that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And ultimate frisbee is going to be played on a huge like 200-yard court, and you're just like, it's like new anti-grav discs, and you're just hucking it, like all the way down, and you can get like a power up where like the frisbee like
and,
gets blades on it, and you can like slice opponents in half. It's like, yeah, I just see a like dystopian sports future, like rollerball, where it's just
They're actually going to
just
make
violent.
Mario Kart in real life, where you
Mario throw turtle shells out the window
Yeah.
at people.
We just have such a high level of technology that we can make these beloved video games of now into actual sports that we play, or we have
Yeah,
professionals.
or like Twisted Metal, where it's just
Yeah.
like you have like a 50 cal gun like on the top of your ice cream truck. It's just
Now I can't
it's just
wait.
it's like, yeah, it's battle bots, but with people driving the battle bots. You know, that's
What do you ever think they're going to integrate animals into sports? Like you have this. It's like we have this sport where this has to
Yeah.
be done, but we need animals to do it for our team.
interesting. Well, I already know that they do some, like, but they're all horses from the ones I can think
It's
of.
just riding
they're
or
horsing
polo.
events.
I guess.
Yeah. Or there's like the team pool where they like bring the two Clydesdales and they have to like drag the tractor pool. You know, that's
Oh,
like,
I guess
you
I
know.
forgot of probably the biggest one, the Puppy Bowl. That I guess
There
they
you
already
go.
have it. Never mind.
That's yeah. Some of those players are worth, a lot of money.
Yeah.
Those purebreds, they're born for that event. They're just born for it.
It's such a corny
I don't know,
event.
but that's
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, look at Baxter. Oh, look at him just run that ball through. Wow.
He just took a dump at the 10-yard line. That's going to be a huge penalty.
Fluffies is, he's trying to play some defense there. Look how cute he is. But
The only one I can think of that is like arm wrestling, like certain primates, like
yeah,
we're arm wrestling a chimpanzee, Coco the chimpanzee, undefeated for 200 rounds.
And-
It's like, yeah, no one's gonna beat him.
and I guess the issue with having animals is you can't get them, or it'd probably take a while to get them to understand the idea of competing in the sport, not just like a natural
Yeah.
thing. So I think that's probably where the issue lies.
Right.
But yeah, I'm sure there's more we could hit on there. But let's move on here to the idea or the segment we like to call based on a true story. Is that what we call it?
Love this segment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Based on a true story.
Based on a true
The segment
story. Yeah, go on.
where we take a headline from current events and we pitch it to an imaginary movie executive or a movie executive listening to our podcast, and we pitch it as a film. So that's this little segment.
Yeah, so it's like, say we have like 15 apples, 15 oranges, and 41 blueberries. Chaos ensues. Exactly. So call 15-15-41 chaos if you have anything you want to talk about. But so let's move.
If you have a headline you want us to turn into a movie pitch, send it to us. If you find anything crazy out there, a headline that you think is just like, oh, this would make a great velocity chaos movie,
Exactly.
then send it our way. Leave a message at 15-15-41 chaos.
Yep, that's the one.
And we'll pick it up and we'll do it on a show, and we'll totally give you credit for it unless you want to remain anonymous.
You'll be,
and then we'll just
you'll be
say
a producer.
Yeah, producer anonymous.
So I'm looking at here. We usually have really good luck with finding pretty obscure Australian headlines. So I think that's going to be our wheelhouse is Australian headlines for this.
Always.
There was.
So what do you got?
So I mean, I looked at a couple caught my eye. There was some kind of. This one we're throwing this one out, but a tropical fish hitches Nemo style ride to Tasmania and ends up stuck in girl's face. I just thought that was interesting. I probably just want to read that story, and I thought people might want to know about that. But the one I want to go
definitely.
with is ocean-loving teen killed in shark attack, died doing what she loved, family says.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh no. Well, it's very okay. So this is perfect because it's ambiguous what she was doing.
Yeah.
What she loved to do.
We don't know what she loved, but she died doing what she loved. We don't.
So that's where the drama lies.
Yeah. So, so we have this. We have Lily, a little precious Lily. I'd say she's probably in her teens, maybe 15, just in the middle of high school year. Maybe starting to plan where she wants to go for university in the next couple of years. But Lily is, at that age where it's like, what do I want to do with my life? What do I love doing? And, well, she always goes down to the ocean. She loves playing in the sand, perhaps swimming every once in a while. And maybe she wants to become a marine biologist. Maybe she wants to clean up the ocean. Maybe she wants to be an activist of the environment. So these are just things that she's kind of going through each day. Like, what do I love in life? And there she is, just out on the ocean, on her surfboard, just out there taking it in.
And then that is the moment she sees her first shark. But this isn't an ordinary shark. This shark is injured, and it's missing its tail fin. So it's kind of like wiggling around, not doing too well. It's probably a boat injury. And her oceanic, her heart as big as an ocean, just opens up to this shark, and she feels pity on it. Mm-hmm. So the shark starts getting washed into shore, and she's following it, keeping tabs on it. And then, from some of her own research, she remembers she's got to keep it hydrated because it gets washed up on the beach. So then she contacts the marine biologist, a local marine biologist named Skippy. And Skippy's kind of like an odd one, but he's a good guy. He's a good, friendly guy. So he comes down, they pick up the shark, they take it back to the rehabilitation center, the Marine Biologist Rehabilitation Center. Not for marine biologists rehabilitating.
Rehab for marine biologists. That's
Skippy has already been to that rehab.
Yeah.
For certain abuses, this is the Marine Biology Rehabilitation Center for animals.
For marine animals.
For marine animals, exactly. So they bring this shark in, and they're like, "Man, how are we gonna save this shark? He's got a nub for a tail." And so Skippy has a friend, a scientist, and this scientist is like an engineer, and he decides that they're gonna build a tail for this shark.
Yeah.
And so our movie is definitely called Shark Tale.
Yeah, it's good.
And that's where we get the name of our movie, Shark Tale.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with the real-life movie Dolphin Tale. Totally different. Completely different. So that's where we are. This is halfway through the movie. The rising action is happening. So this shark's going to get a new tail.
Yeah, and...
What's the shark's name, Luke?
Shark's name would probably be like Gunther. Something like that. And...
Gunther the shark.
Yeah, he's a tough guy. Some people say he was done at that point in the ocean. He's lost a large part of his tail. He can't swim like those other sharks could, and until that day, Lily found him washed up. He had just given up. That was his last thing he was going to do. He's just going to wash up on the shore, dry up. So other sharks couldn't see him in his suffering. He wanted to get out of their vision. But Lily came along, got Skippy, and then they got the scientists to manufacture, probably with 3D technology, 3D printing technology, and manufactured a prosthetic electro fin for him. So
Right. We couldn't get Morgan Freeman to do the same role from Dolphin Tale, like kind of build a marine biology universe, like a Marvel universe, but for marine biology stories. Mm-hmm. So we had to recast him like Lawrence Fishburne or Terrence Howard, somebody really cool like that. Denzel Washington, maybe. Get him that Oscar that he got. Oh man, so unfair. He lost the Oscar for Offenses. But anyhow, we'll get him one with Shark Tale. So yeah, so this thing is they get him the electro fin, and then Lily is kind of rehabilitating him, like swimming around with him, making sure he's getting fed. Like he's very docile because he's still healing and getting used to the fin. And but you know that's when tragedy strikes, because the one day she just had a little scratch, like she was just getting in the pool and just clipped her arm a little bit on the metal. But you know, Finding Nemo style is enough to turn the shark, you know, and his you know, killer instinct that never really went away because he's a shark, you know.
Yeah, you can't trust a shark.
He's not a fluffy sea otter, but a shark. Kicks in, and there's just this terrible scene at the end of the film. It's kind of like the Titanic. You know where it's going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to describe that a little bit, Luke?
Yeah.
Just that last scene.
So I mean, Lily's kind of doing what she loves, picking flowers, and picks up a rose, and gets cut on the thorn of a rose. She's kind of blood everywhere. Well, she can't wipe it off anywhere. She's wearing a white dress, as Lily normally did. And it's kind of ironic she didn't pick up a lily, even though there was other lilies, but she picked up a rose. Got a pretty deep cut. So she puts her hand in the tank just because it is the closest place to wash off. Totally forgetting Gunther was in there, and she starts swashing her hand around. Gunther, like you said, instincts kick in, and he smells blood. It's like, what's going on? What's going on with Gunther? And he's in his tank. He's getting all riled up and just slamming against the walls. His tail starts to malfunction and gets him like even more energized and angry, and he's just slamming everywhere. And he catches, one of the times he jumps out of the water, he sees where the blood's coming from, and he turns around, goes down deep into the tank and shoots straight up, and that's he hits the target, which is just poor Lily.
Poor Lily.
She tried doing what she
loved.
It's
tragic.
Yeah.
Because we're going to shoot it in a way that really makes the shark sympathetic, and like we're going to kind of make it like he's resisting, trying not to, kill this human who helped him and saved his life.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunately it's a very violent scene compared to the rest of the film. It's like pretty much Disney PG up until that last moment, and then we're just going full just carnage, just to really drive home the point of this story and the drama behind it. So they eventually release Gunther, though, or he gets out. He escapes with Lily's carcass and goes to feed in the deep ocean with his electro fin.
Mm-hmm.
But the fin works so well that he ends up being the top predator in the sea, and
he forever carries that weight that he killed the one person that gave him a chance, and he regrets it.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it still happened. But sweet creature just succumbed to instinct.
We're definitely going to spin this movie to try to counteract all the terror stirred up by Shark Week and Discovery Channel, all that sensational stuff. This is not that. This is definitely pro shark film.
Yeah, and we'll probably say something like, and that day the ocean got a little saltier from Gunther because of his tears.
From his tears. Yeah. Yes, that was it. Yes.
So. Yeah, in life, you never know what you can do until you try it. And just like the dogs of life of New York, sometimes you want to go down your own path, but sometimes you might want to listen to people that know that what they're doing, but you just have that instinctive nature about you that you want to do what feels right and what needs to be done. Sometimes we need to get out our aggression or feel competitive, and anyone can do that now with the technology we have of playing video games. There has to be some sort of connection between, how would you say, jocks and nerds. Both of them still want to feel competitive, as you can see is evident in, people playing actual outside sports with balls in hands and other sort of items and equipment. And then you got other people, or even the same people, crossing over both ways, but playing on computer games and pixels. And it's just that energy that you feel. And it all really boils down to people feeling that primal feeling and natural occurring feeling of competition and getting that blood flowing and the adrenaline. It's people like that excitement. So in your life, sometimes you just gotta do something that might not make sense, but just feels right. And sometimes that's just calling in to a podcast at 1-515-412-4267. That's 151541 chaos. And possibly watching or listening to an Easter song that was written called Easter Dozen by the Velocity Chaos duo, and enjoying that in life. But you do what you want to do. You're here because you want to be here. You don't have to be here, but we love that you are here and appreciate you ever so much more. And thank you very much for that. Yeah.
Yes. Thanks so much. We appreciate you guys listening. Don't forget you can subscribe on iTunes and Google Play to Velocity Chaos Podcast. You can find us on Facebook as well. And we don't forget about our hotline. We'd love to hear from you guys, comments, questions, and concerns. But thanks again for your listening. And don't forget, you can always leave us a review on any of those places. Helps keep the show alive. But yeah, this has been a good one. It's been relaxing. Central Park, really nice.
Yeah.
Luke, join me next time.
All right, and yeah, we can. Yeah, maybe I'll come out there one time. And quick impromptu. We're gonna do the.
Oh, this is a big announcement.
Yeah.
This is a big announcement.
So for the hotline, or not the hotline, the voicemail, we're gonna do a giveaway. $25 Amazon gift card. Let's think of a reason. Let's say if you call in and explain or describe your favorite shark or animal, just any kind of animal, and why they are
marine animal. Brain animal.
What's that?
It's got to be a marine.
Oh, marine.
Animal.
Okay, we'll stick with the movie. This is Shark Tales. Describe your favorite marine animal and why it's awesome, and we'll pick from that list if you guys so do choose to. And but yeah, we'll do $25 Amazon gift card to that winner. So give us a call. Have fun. Have a great week, and love you all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.